That was good. I feel good about that one.
I do too.
Is it still taping?
Yeah, I think so.
Does it have the numbers on top?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Hi guys!
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back. This is episode 29. 29.
29.
All right, wonderful. Well, so we're over our sad week. We're here. Starting to start fresh, 2014. So, we're going to start it with a little segment that we call the Disney Factor.
Yeah, so it's not really any way of telling you how to bring the magic, but it's how the magic really is made and what makes it magic.
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah.
Actually, what happened was, remember last week we told you guys that we were watching videos when we were snowed in of Disney Vacation Club.
Yep.
Well, one of the things that she said was, she goes, you know, she's trying to sell you on it and tell you all about it. Well, then she went, but what else do you need? It has the Disney Factor. And we kind of both looked at each other and went, oh, snap. Yeah, that's it. So we knew we had to do, what is the Disney Factor? Now, first of all, everybody out there, I want you to write in what the Disney Factor is to you, because it means something different to everybody. Even between us, it's going to be something a little different.
Yeah, so in the comments below, just give us a little snippet of what you consider to be the Disney Factor for you. So, go ahead.
Number one, I think, is going to be their customer service.
Absolutely.
Overall, everywhere you go that is anything Disney related always has that bit of the Disney Factor, the Disney magic about it. But their customer service, they train, they're not, you know, they call them cast members.
Yeah.
Because it's a reason why they do that. They want you to be, you know, on stage, performing, being just that above and beyond customer service.
Where everybody plays a starring role in Disney, from the animators to the janitors that are picking up trash that you may never actually interact with. They're playing a part. They're playing a cast member, and they go to auditions for every piece of, you know, employee that you've ever seen. Even working at the Disney stores that are off property, you are a cast member, and that gives you that Disney Factor of customer service.
And I actually worked at the Disney store for one holiday season about,
10 years ago?
Yeah, about 10 years ago. It's been a long time. But I remember how, like, they called the back room the backstage. And, you know, I mean, they just had it all. But they instilled in us when we worked there that, even though it's especially at Christmas time at a busy mall, but that you had to be above and beyond. You were the face of Disney, and so you had to convey all of those things, those values that they have, into that. Some things that we noticed in customer service, and we've had some bad customer service, I'm not gonna lie.
I can't remember any that I've really had.
We had some last vacation.
Last vacation. We had, because the whole, like, the disability thing started taking notice where people were taking advantage of it. And so some of the cast members, I think, really felt taken advantage of. And so, unfortunately, the way that some of them responded to that was to be super defensive and not super kind.
Not accommodating.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was something that happened to us because the disabilities that some of our family members have can't be seen. And so, you know, so
people assumed.
You assume that they're healthy and everything's wonderful when
that wasn't the case.
It's not. But I think their customer service throughout is just great. I loved, one of the great things that stuck in my head is that we went to the Starbucks on our last vacation at Magic Kingdom. Oh. And I remember this lady, I can't remember her name, but she just sat and talked to us and just was just so kind. I just felt like, oh, we're just having a whole conversation about everything, you know, and she was just amazing. So I really appreciate the customer service that they have. The second one that we wanted to talk about was quality.
Yeah, with quality, what I mean with quality is, if you're going to Disney, or even if you're going to buy a Disney product, you find that it's not something cheaply made.
Yeah.
It's never going to be something that is, you know, very little thought put into it. And it's even down to, like, something as silly as their pens. Like the pens that I have in my office from Disney, they're quality pins. Like, they write good, they do good, they last forever, and they're not going to break. And that's just the great thing about Disney overall, their products, even just the quality of what you get, what you pay for when you go to the parks is you get that whole experience.
It is really expensive to go to the parks, but for that amount of money, how much things that you get is, and that's kind of what I tell people when they're like, oh my gosh, I gotta take out a loan. If you were going and doing nickel and diamond here, it would be different, but you're going and you're paying one price for a whole entire thing. And the quality of the shows, the quality of the food, the quality of the rides. I mean, we grew up in, in central Indiana in the Midwest, so we have several theme parks that are around us, but they don't even pale in comparison. No. I mean, the rides are so janky compared to the rides at Disney.
Yeah.
Next one is their etiquette.
Yes. Disney always points with 2 fingers, if you haven't noticed. Their etiquette is just amazing. It's above par. It's better than any place you'll go for, just the normal things, as like if you ask directions, they'll point this way, never fingers or anything like that. Like, I've never even caught a cast member accidentally doing it the wrong way.
Yeah, and the reason that they do that actually is because they have so many international guests that it's offensive in some places to point with your finger. So that's why they always do the 2-finger point. But, which I love. I love that they take into consideration everything. Yeah. One of the great things that we have a family in our church that has one of their children is blind. Yeah. And they went summer before last to Disney, and they came back so excited because how accommodating. Nobody was offensive and was like, oh, well, you're blind, you can't see what's going on at Disney. No, they were awesome. They're like, here's the Braille map. They were just
so cool. He even had like headphones.
That
as he walked through, like, would tell him what was in his surroundings, so that even though he couldn't see it, he knew what was around and he could still experience all that.
It was so cool. We are kind of clean freaks. And so we love places. Well, I am okay.
I mean, I'm clean. But some of us take it to an extra level.
Anyhow, especially in public places, I freak out. I don't like, So, but Disney is super clean.
Yeah.
They're always, I even sit down on the streets, which I don't even sit on some people's floors. So, I mean, it is just the truth.
It's true.
So, I mean, I feel comfortable there. I feel comfortable. I read this week in an article about Walt Disney about how he would watch people, and if they took more than 30 steps to find a trash can, that they would throw it on the ground. So every trash can is not more than 30 steps away.
True story.
And so that, to me, is just one of the Disney factors that adds on to why we just love Disney so much, because it is just an amazing thing that they would even take that consideration. And for Walt Disney to sit and watch it means it came from the top, and that just flows through the entire corporation.
Another cool cleanliness issue thing, and we may have said this before, is you can't buy gum anywhere in the parks.
Yeah.
You can't buy it in their hotels. You can't buy it anywhere. Nowhere on Disney Resort property can you buy gum, because they don't want it to end up on the streets and someone step on it, and then it makes the marks
underneath.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I mean, sad if you want gum, just bring your own. But it's really cool because they take even just those small steps to make sure that it's beautiful for everyone. And that brings us to continuity.
Continuity is where everything kind of is the same. And we really appreciate that about the Disney brand. It doesn't matter if you're on property, if you're at the Disney store, if you are at Disney on Ice. I mean, even that, that the souvenirs that you get, the things that happen at that show, at the resort, at the theme park, are all going to be the same quality. Or all the factors, actually, that we've just been talking about, the Disney factor. It's all going to be the same, and we really love that. We are routine people.
Yes.
And so we like things
the same.
In order, in the same.
Yeah.
We like to know what we're going to expect. And they change things up, with their shows and different things, and rebranding of, the new year. We've got new things going on, but for the most part, You know what you're going to get.
Yeah, even movie to movie, they keep for the continuity. You know, if a storyline started in Toy Story 1, they continued it throughout the third Toy Story. And, you know, the only time you really don't find that is, like, TV shows. Like, if they make a cartoon show out of, you know, like Rapunzel, she will not have the brown hair that she had at the end of Tangled. She has back her long flowing locks, which bugs me with continuity, but...
Which brings us to our next thing.
Sometimes the Disney factor is not always a good thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes Disney, we love them and we wouldn't trade them for anything, but sometimes Disney has a way of Disney-fying things, and by that I mean kind of running it in the ground, which is sad because there are some great franchises like Toy Story that they have done wonderful, and 3 movies was great for that, but there are some other ones like Air Bud and the Buddy movies. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on those. There needs to never be another Buddy movie. Those dogs have lived out 1,000 lives in every different way. Like Air Bud, get him out of here.
They won all the sports.
Oh my gosh, everything, yeah. Even sports that no one knows about. They won those too. But it's just, and one of the things coming up that me and my husband are big Star Wars fans, and we really want to go to Star Wars weekends this year, but I don't think it's going to happen. But, side note.
They just bought a house this week.
Yeah, we bought a house. Anyways. But Star Wars, which Disney obviously just bought that whole franchise, and so they're already talking in the next Star Wars movie is going to be out next year. And I'm kind of worried because we love Star Wars, and the newer ones are already kind of like, you know, Jar Jar Binks, who cares about him? But I'm looking forward, and I'm hoping Disney does it in the Disney factor way that I know that they can, and make it great and bring this franchise back, you know, current. But they also have a potential, this is the 7th movie, to maybe kill it a little bit, maybe go a little Air Bud with it, and that would not be
nobody
okay.
wants an Air Bud. One of the things that we were just talking about before we started taping, Libby got a Princess keyboard, electronic keyboard for Christmas. And her and Mandy were in here playing with it. Well, Mandy goes, look at the sparkly dresses. So it has princesses on there. I didn't even notice. But she's like, they're going a little too far with the sparkles. Yeah. But as I was thinking about that, it's kind of that way too. They go a little too far with the princess babies, and then the character babies, and then the toddlers, and then there's like 17 different versions of Tiana that you can get. I mean, there's a lot more than that. I'm just saying, but sometimes they kind of lose their trueness to the character.
Yeah, like Cinderella does not look anything. We just watched Cinderella last night. Yeah. And as I was watching her, the character that you see now on everything does not look like the original Cinderella. Yeah. Like, you gotta figure, that was like 1950. And now it's like 2014. Yeah. And they think they have to keep up with the times. But sometimes Disney leave well enough alone.
Yeah. So, I think we bashed on them enough.
Sorry. We love you.
We love you.
The Disney factor is also great.
Yes. So we had a lot more pros than we do cons, but we wanted to keep it real. Yeah. And sometimes there are things with every brand and everything that you have that kind of just
loses its way.
Yeah, it loses its path a little bit, so we need to bring it back. So Disney execs, listen, because Lemon Sisters knows what up.
Because you're watching this.
Yeah, for real.
Send me to Star Wars weekend.
Anyhow, so that is our Disney factor. Yeah. Really, the Disney factor is it just makes everything magical. Yeah. And that's what we love because we like to bring
the magic to our everyday lives.
Yeah, so this is real stuff for us. But until next time,
have a magical day.